G'day everyone. I'd like to share my perspective around some of what we're going through at the moment. As we observe many of the systems that exist in our lives and in society dissolving away, they're becoming louder and they create discomfort for us when we interact with them. And for a lot of people in Australia, in Queensland where we are, but I know around the world, there are these sensations arising where we feel that we may not have a choice around the direction or the actions that are happening in our life. We may feel like we are being pressured into a certain direction within our life. What I want to encourage you is, as you meet these, as you feel pressured, as you feel controlled, as you feel that you may no longer have a choice or a say in the direction or the actions of your life, I'd like you to ask or question into the possibility as to the purpose of that experience. So what I've been observing is that for many people, that the discomfort that arises is really just coming as a reminder that you are still in some way attached to these systems. So if we look at the systems that are in play, they're things like the financial system, governmental system, our social identity, our own individual identity, our families, our relationships, things that we have taken for granted that are in play that have an influence on us from an external. So as we have been conditioned as a society to look externally to ourselves for validation, for identity, and then to place blame if things don't work out, it's a very disempowered position to be in. All of the power that you have is being pushed externally to something else, someone else. And they get to make decisions for you if you allow them to. What I encourage you to do is to actually turn this around. Look inside yourself and become comfortable with who you are. Become clear with who you are. And then when you are clear with who you are, you resonate with that, you know what you are, then these systems and things that play outside of you have much less influence. I think it's kind of like if a local school has a uniform policy for their students. And then they turn around, they say to me, "Hey Mark, you got to put a uniform on, mate." And I'd think, well, that doesn't really make any sense. I'm a long time out of school and I don't go to that school. And imagine they turned and they said, no, you must do this. We have a uniform policy, it is a rule, and you must do it. Everyone has to wear the uniform. I'd be like, yeah, good on you, mate. I'm not doing it. It doesn't apply to me. That's not me. I don't feel like I want to do that. If I felt like I wanted to do that, fine, go do it. But if I don't, it doesn't actually apply. Now, these systems that are in place are acting in exactly the same way. These external bodies are telling our societies how to think, how to behave, how to respond to others. And we have a choice. Do we want to engage with that? Do we feel the need to fight it? Do we feel the need to justify our position against it? Oh, I'm not going to do this because la-di-da-di-da, some law says I don't have to. Whatever. Feel into it and feel where you may feel vulnerable to it. This may come up in terms of, I might lose my job if I don't do this. I might not have access to money, or I might have to be on an aeroplane or whatever if I don't do this. If you believe that's true, if you believe that some external body can control those things, then maybe have a think about that and question as to why that's the case. Why does anyone outside of you have power over your existence? And if it is the case that some of these experiences are being met, where people may lose a job, they may be moved into discomfort, perhaps that's purposeful. Everything that we are interacting with is a result of this frequency shift that is going on. Now, for a very, very long time, these systems that are now becoming very loud have been running in the background. This stuff, this control, this influence, this has been there for so long, but it's been comfortable. We've all been comfortable as a society with it. But those systems are dissolving away. And as they dissolve away, they need to be seen for that to occur. So if they've been ignored and they've not even been acknowledged for so long, how do they get seen? Well, they turn up the volume. If there's many of us who are no longer engaging in these systems, well, they need to retain power. And how do you retain power if there's less participants? We have more power over the people who are participating. So in that lies the key for your way out of this. Non-participation. It doesn't mean fighting. It doesn't mean judging it. Accept the system as what it is. There are those individuals who participate with it and use it for their own struggle with power, their own benefit. But have a look at how it affects you. If you choose to see the systems for what they are and then consciously interact with them. I'm not saying that you need to say, oh, I'm not interacting with society or anything like that. I'm actually not telling you to do anything. Make your own mind up, please. But I hope this message resonates with you and guides you towards exploring a truth for yourself. And then consciously interact. So something I still interact with is the financial system. I'd like to see a world where that's not necessary, but money exists. It's a form of exchange. I can see the purpose of it. But I do interact with it consciously. And I interact with it in a way that I feel I can hold some integrity. I do that in many different areas. With every aspect of our life, every choice that we're faced, I just encourage you to do it consciously. And then as you find that you're less connected to these systems, then they just play out and you aren't triggered by them. They don't affect you. So if you are being affected, if these systems of control, these systems of influence are intimately affecting you, not watching it on the TV, but in your everyday life, right at your doorstep right now, then perhaps this is an opportunity for you to assess where you are invested in that system. So if it is that you are facing a choice around your work, perhaps it's a career change that's coming. Perhaps it's to test your resilience around how much you want that job and how much that is a true extension of your purpose. Perhaps there's something else in it that's linked. When we connect in with our true self, when we understand that this is an experience, not the experience, when we understand that true sense of ourself, that we are infinite beyond this reality, this is just an expression of us. We can't be harmed, not truly. We can't be controlled if we don't choose to be. So then there's a lightness that's met with that and a playfulness that's met with that. And this is why I have a passion to connect in and to share this information. And I really hope that it is useful. I hope that it is supportive. And I know that there will be questions that will come up for this. Some of you may be triggered. Some of you may resonate with this and nod your head along with this. But it's about exploring your own truths, but doing this life consciously, living this life consciously. I'm sure there's more to share about this. But for now, I hope that you are well wherever you are. We are all in this together. And your expression of frequency lays the path for others to experience it. You set an example. So be gentle with yourself. I love you. We'll connect again soon.